Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today I'm going to show you how to make this super duper easy, really cute gift card holder. It is made out of repurposed packing material for dies. So I'm going to show you that in a second, and what you do is pretty simple. But yeah, this is super duper easy. I am a clean and simple kind of girl. And with the holidays coming up, I have a lot of gift cards to give, which I'm very fortunate to be able to do so. And I want to make sure that I make them cute. And so in doing so, I'm going to make them quick, cute, and simple. So that is the way I roll. And so hopefully you will roll again with me and enjoy this creation. Okay. So what you're going to need is you are going to need a stamp block. You're going to need some paper to stamp on. You're going to need some foam or 3D adhesive. You're going to need some ink. I used bamboo leaves. I have a piece of paper. It's just a little strip of paper. You are going to also need some an awesome stamp set that we have right here. This is called Snowflake Beauty, and this is A Creative Journey with Melissa exclusive. So make sure you check it out, and check it out on our website at www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com or www.acjwm.com. That's where you can find those and other awesome stamp sets and other products. But with that, we also are going to use this awesome, it's a coffee cup embossing die. I believe it's a Tim Holtz embossing die. I'm not sure what it's called, but I do know that it's a Tim Holtz, and I do know that it's got coffee cups on it. I'm also using a 1 1/4 inch circle punch to make our lives easier, as well as I'm going to be using some Tim Holtz scissors. I guess today is a Tim Holtz day, I'm not sure. We also are going to be using this, our adhesive gun, so you want to make sure that you have adhesive as well, just to make sure that you can adhere the piece of paper to the clear container for the gift card. So that is what you will need. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I also have a blog that coordinates with this that has pictures and step-by-step instructions. So if you are a person that likes to kind of go through, make sure you check out our blog, which is also on our website. And there is a link in the information for the YouTube video on what blog it is and what the blog link is. So I hope that helps. At any rate, let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this stuff on the side. I don't need all that right now. I will need that. And this is going to fly by so fast you're not even going to believe how fast it flies by. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to stamp our image first. Figured it's the easiest and the fastest, so we'll do that. So I'm going to take out my personal stamp set. I have a couple of them. And my personal favorite, which is going to be the one that I used on the stamp set. And it is this one. I'm just going to pull that little guy off. And then I'm going to take out my stamp block as well as my ink. And I'm just going to place my stamp on my block right like this. Like so. And then we're just going to ink it away. Inkity, inkity, inky. And what I do usually is, and I think it's a good rule of thumb to do, is I do a few extra more than I need, just so I have a few extra on hand in case I need to whip out a card real quick, or if I had a gift and forgot to make a card for that person, or, you know, etc., etc. Things happen. So I just am making a few extra. You don't have to, but I do, just so I have them on hand. So there's just a few extra. So no worries with that. So I don't need the ink anymore. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to simply take our punch. I use it upside down, and again, this is a 1 1/4 inch circle punch, and it fits perfectly around this cute little snowflake. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to center it. It looks pretty centered. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to do a few of them real quick. Looks pretty good. Not too hard. It's pretty easy to get them centered. And last but not least, this guy. Okay, so that's done. I don't need that anymore, nor do I need that. We're going to use this one for our creation. And I'm going to actually set that aside. And the reason why is because I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by die cut packaging. So like right here, I have a die cut that comes in a plastic like shell, I guess you can call it, like a clam shell, okay? And what I do is I save this packaging. So I basically take all the parts that I can use. So I take the main parts of the front and the back, and I will cut it out and I set it aside for reasons like this or for other projects, etc., etc. So what I did here is I have a large one, a super duper large one. It's right here, okay? So you can see how long it is. It's from here to here, all right? So you can see how big this one is, but it's also got some scuff marks and stuff like that. So the reason why I like to use embossing folders on these, sometimes you can't get a real clear piece on it. So I use the embossing folders to be able to still utilize the clear packaging and kind of go green with that. In addition, I can use the embossing folders to kind of hide any blemishes that might be on the packaging. It works really well. So I'm going to show you this right here, like so, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're just going to take out our die. The die that I'm using for this is called Box and Card, and it's 660-281, okay, that's the one we're using. And so I just need to quickly get out my Big Shot, like so. I'm going to take we have our clear platform out. I'm going to put this little guy right here, which is our die. Now, if you notice here, I do have the ability to cut out this box and also a card. I'm not going to be doing the card, but actually I am going to be doing the card, but I'm not going to be utilizing the card. Let me refresh my whatever. I don't know. There it is. We always have a mistake in mind. Re-speak. I don't even think that's a word. Anyway, so I'm going to use it, but I'm just not going to use it for this project right now. Okay, so we're still going to create it though. So if you're wondering, hey, where'd that piece go? That's what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to put this underneath my die, like so. I'm going to put this die on top, then the material I'm using to cut. And then I'm going to use this, which is the top platform, the clear platform. And then we're just going to roll it through, like so. It sounds a lot worse than it is. And I apologize for the shaking, but that's what happens. It's got like cracking and creaking and all that fun stuff. Okay, so that is done. So what we get out of that, I will show you in just a second. I'm going to get this out of our way. As we get this from the die cut, we get that and that. Okay? So what actually comes out is this box and this little piece. We don't need this piece. We just need the little box part. Now, there's two different ways you can do this. Two different ways. You don't have to do them necessarily the same exact way as I did. I did the embossing, and when I did the embossing, I did it on the whole thing. So what I'm going to do actually for this one is I'm just going to do a certain part of it so I can show you what the difference, what it looks like and how different it looks. Okay? So let me get out my platform for this. And let's do this here. And then I'm going to grab my clear platforms. Like so. We're just going to use the big ones. Why not? So we're just going to take this big platform. Then we're going to take, it's actually the magnetic one, which will work fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the embossing folder. So what I want to do is, if you notice on this right here, I made the front of it where the lid was, okay? So I'm going to emboss the front part just where the lid is, all right? So in doing so, I'm going to take my clear piece right here, and I'm just going to pop it right over this area here. This is it, just the top part. So it's basically gonna emboss just the top part like so. Whoops, hold on a second. Let me get this centered properly. Here we go, let's try this again. So we're just gonna put it right up to where the bottom of the box is. Hopefully you can see that well, like that. We're just gonna close it up. So we're just doing the front part of the box. It's gonna show, everything else will be clear. Now, if you wanted the whole thing to be done like so, you could just fold it in half. And actually, because it's a little scuffed up, I think I'm gonna do both. Let's just do that, shall we? It makes it a little easier. So I just folded this like so. And then we're just going to emboss it like this. So we take the embossing folder, put that on top, and we're just going to place this right in there, and we're just going to run it through if it wants to. I don't think it wants to today. Let me try the other platform. I don't think the magnetic one wants to work for me today, so we'll use the other one. It just works like that sometimes, doesn't it? In the meantime, I hope that you guys are having a great holiday season. Fortunately, the fires have moved away from us, but unfortunately they're still going on, so that's really kind of scary. We do appreciate your thoughts and prayers, and we were pretty close. I don't know if you saw where there was a fire in Santa Clarita. It was we're about 3 or 4 miles from Magic Mountain, and it was pretty close to Magic Mountain, so I'm sure you probably saw, wherever you're at, you probably saw some of the video and stuff like that. It's pretty scary, so make sure you please continue your prayers, thoughts, and everything, because they are definitely needed. So we're just going to roll this guy right through. Now the reason why it was having a hard time with the magnetic platform was because it was a little bit thicker. This is just the standard regular platform. So that comes with your Sizzix if you get extended one, or if you get the shorter one, it's just the standard regular platform that you would get. So this right here is the embossing folder, and this in here is what we embossed, okay? So that is what we're going to be using. Now with that, we're going to be using our hands right here to kind of show you how it looked a little bit scuffed up before. I don't know if you can see that, but the coffee cup really kind of makes that blemish not even be able to be seen. So I like that. It's a good way to reuse your packaging, and it's not dirty, it's just packaging that's been used on your creation. So you can use it, it's just that you're not able to see any of the scuffs marks or anything like that. So that's very helpful. So let's see here. If you are new to my videos, I always make at least one mistake, and I always talk humorously, and I usually step over my own words because that's how I roll. It just happens. We're all human. And it's a one-stop shop. It's actually a one-take shop. I don't edit. I don't do any of that stuff. If it's super duper bad or I actually messed up, I'll start all over. But that's about all I do. I don't really do anything else because I, like you, am human, and I sometimes get frustrated when people have super duper, you know, fancy blogs and really nice videos and things like that. And I think to myself, wow, that's really great. They're so perfect. And then it makes me feel like, hey, I'm not going to ever be able to do that. But the fact is, I will. And I did. Although they're not perfect by any means whatsoever, they do the job and it works, right? So, with that, I am going to try to find my adhesive because my adhesive is hiding from me currently and I do not know why. Wait, I think I know where it is. Here it is. Okay. So the one thing I forgot to tell you is to use this tape. This is what they call red tape. You'll hear people say red tape a lot. The red tape is super duper sticky. I tried to use the ATG gun and it did not work to hold the sides of this together. So I think it's important that you do that, because if you don't, you're going to be pretty upset that it doesn't stay. So I'm going to take out my scissors and I'm going to measure some sticky tape, and I actually want it here on the long part. but I don't want it all the way. So let's see, I'll probably do about 3/4. So I'm going to make 2 strips about the same size. Just, you know, eyeball it next to each other. Looks good. Oops, not cut all the way. Put that aside. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold all these in. I don't know if you noticed when I was talking before, I was folding in all of where the areas are that you can see there's crease marks here. So I'm just following those crease marks so you can see where to bend it and where it needs to go. This would work with any of your dies that you have, whether it's a little gift bag, anything like that. As long as you have a big enough piece of acrylic or packaging, you would be able to use it. So it would work great. So that's what I would suggest you do. So what I did, and I tried it the other way and it doesn't work as well. So I am telling you from experience, this is what you should do with this specific die anyway. Is you're going to take your adhesive and you're going to put it on the longest part here, okay? This longest part. This is shorter, which is the one that's in the front like I'm using it. You want to put it in the longest part. So you're going to start from the bottom. Make sure you are on the absolute edge as much as you can. And you are going to put that down, okay? Then you're going to do the same on the other side. Make sure it's on the absolute edge. You don't want it over though, because you don't want it to hang over or else you'll get glue on everything. So let me move that because that's exactly what I just did. Move that over a little bit. There we go. And you want to push really hard down, like so, on the adhesive. Okay, and after you're done doing that, you just pull off the little piece that's on top of it. It's like a protective piece protecting the adhesive, okay? And then we're going to pull off this other piece, protecting that side of the adhesive. So we're going to fold the little sides in, the shorter sides in, and you're going to fold this little piece in too. So these are the bottom parts, and you're going to make sure you fold this part in, almost fold it in half to make sure the crease is super good, and then you can bring it back a little bit, okay? So make sure you do your folds really well. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to come up here and press on the sides of this box. You're kind of squishing it a little bit. Sorry for the wiggle in the camera. Then you'll wiggle it back, and then you'll do the other one, same way. Just want to line it up, make sure it lines up for the box part. Looks good, and you're going to squish it in there and almost make a crease on the side and just squeeze it pretty hard so it really gets some adhesion. And then you'll just poke it back out a little bit. And there, my friend, you have your box, okay? And although you can see a little bit of the adhesive, it's not too bad. For demonstration purposes, I don't think it's that bad. If you are very particular, which some people are, I personally am not as that particular with this case. I didn't say all cases, just this one. I would probably just leave it. But if you really want to make sure you cover any adhesive marks, you could take a little strip of paper and put it right on top of there, and it could be part of your decor. So that would work fine too. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fold these little pieces in, make sure that works. And then we're going to take this strip of paper. This is 3/4 of an inch by 12 inches. You really just need a shorter amount, but depending on how big your die is, would depend on how big of a piece of paper you need. So what I did was I basically started in the back here, kind of eyed it a little bit. So I moved it over just a little bit, make sure it's straight, and I folded it right on the corners so I could utilize that as a good place for it to stay, like so. And then I'm just going to fold it over like this, and then I will cut so that it overlaps just a little bit because I don't want to cut it exact. I want it to have a place where it's covered. So this is what it looks like once it's cut, and I would line it up like so. and I'm going to adhere this with my ATG gun. Okay, now I would just place the adhesive on this side like so, if it lets me. Okay, some of it's sticking on the thing, and then I will place it on this side as well. So it will stick to itself or each other. Okay, so you could just put a little bit on here like this, and then you're all set. Okay, so now I'm going to put this back here. Oops, have it upside down. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're going to put this like this. Not quite in the middle, probably like a third of the way up. Maybe a little bit more, but not much. And then we're just going to fold this part over and make sure it kind of lines up a little bit. Okay, that looks good. So that's going to stay like this. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to take out my piece that I have already die cut right there. And then all I need is my foam, my little foam squares. So I'll take that out too. Now you can cut this a little bit smaller, this foam adhesive, okay? But this will work fine. I mean, it's not going to be too big, so it'll work. So I'm just taking this that we already stamped. I'm going to turn it over, place my foam adhesive, my 3D foam adhesive on the back. I'm going to pull off the protective thing for the adhesive thing. That's a new word. Anyway. And then I'm just going to place this right on top. And now you have the gift card holder that you have handmade. If it wants me to work, it may not, because sometimes these are, you have to just adjust it a little bit, because this is hard material. So you want to make sure that, that's why it's important to make sure you do the folds really super well. So I'm going to redo these just a little bit like that. And I'm going to do this one really well too. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to stick this in like this. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. So we have our finished gift card holder. It does not want to stay like it's supposed to. Let me fix that so you can see how that's supposed to be fixed. This little piece is too far down. So basically, these pieces should be up. Otherwise, they might block this area. So we're just going to place it right down like this and squish it in just a little bit, and then it'll pop right. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we have our awesome gift card holder right there, and we have our other one right here. So those are our gift card holders. I hope you like them, and I hope that you are inspired today to create more of them, because they are a lot of fun to create. And what better way to show someone that you care than to create something handmade for you, for them, for their gift. And it's oftentimes that it really is cool that how people really enjoy handmade gifts. And this is a perfect way to do a quick one, and you can do multiple ones all at the same time. It's really nice. It's really neat. So if you are interested in checking out our further blog posts, you can do searches on our website. Please make sure you're subscribed. Blah, 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 blah. There's the second one. Please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and to our blog/email. That way you can make sure that you get the emails and tells you whether or not you're a winner. We announce new winners of all of our products that we're giving out every week. We don't give out all of our products, but we announce every week what products we are giving and who is the winner. I'm sure that was clear, but in case it wasn't. At any rate, you can check that out at www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com or www.acjwm.com. If you are a subscriber to our YouTube channel and to our email/blog posts, you will be entered to win every week for a prize. So make sure you come back and check the email that you're getting if you're a winner, because if you don't notify me within 2 weeks, you have forfeited your prize, and I would love to give you a prize, so make sure that you check it out. So thank you so much for joining us. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you will check out our Coffee Lovers blog hop that is going on right now. There is going to be a link in our post for our blog, so make sure you click on our blog link That's on our YouTube video, or you might even be visiting us at our blog right now. There's also a blog link right there that you should be able to check out, and you can go and participate in that. Not only create, but win lots of prizes, and that goes until Friday. So make sure you check that out and find out all the information. I hope you have a fantastic day, and thank you so much for going on a creative journey with Melissa. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.